about going for these dive compositions now because they've got this crazy aggressive support who wants to go aggressive all the damn time.
Yeah, well, Champ Select has started, Dagda. I did see it flash up for a second there. I'm hoping you guys at home can see Champ Select right now.
Yeah,
and hopefully I will be able to shortly. I'm looking at the potential strengths of compositions or something at the minute. Got a bit of a chart going on, and I'm hoping that. So, well, we've got a Pantheon first pick. We've got a Pantheon first pick. I can see based on the stats on my screen. I'm hoping production can hear me and that I'll be able to see the draft in just a moment. But we'll see. We're mixing it up. That is for sure.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain as to what's going on here. It would be nice if we could see this Champ Select. But look, maybe this is the surprise, all right? This is like the big reveal that is going to come through. Where it's fight night, the music's going to come in. It's going to be the entrance music for these two teams. And it's just going to come onto our screens and we're like, damn, I wasn't expecting this.
I hope so. I hope that these guys just draft for pure brawling. Okay, I've got draft on my screen. We're back. We got the Karsa. We got the Uridir for Karsa to go up against Bo's Pantheon. We know Bo wants to be aggressive. The Olaf that he's been tearing people apart on was banned away. Now, towards the bottom lane, LWX going to go for this Xayah. I mean, it's Karsa Xayah. What else could anyone have expected out of these two AD carries, right? These are the AD carries for Karsa Xayah. But the Rel is in the hands of Chris. Once again, we know what he can do with this one.
He is so damn good on this Rel, and it's not about staying in this bottom lane, it's about getting out, working in conjunction with Bo, and especially when Bo's on this Pantheon, they can tag team up and get a huge amount of pressure towards Doinb in that mid lane. So expect both the jungle and support for FPX to do a lot of work together. And on top esports side, it looks like Knight has said, hang on a second, I don't want to deal with any sort of this pesky business. I'm going to take a nice safe pick for myself. I'm going to go towards the Orianna. And now they can look to ban away things that are a little bit more of a nuisance for the Orianna, or even ban away some of these flex picks on FPX's side, like the Renekton's, like the Kleds as well, that have just been flexed all over the place.
Yeah. I will say, I just want to point out that Doinb in the interview that we saw prior to this draft was like, I'm not even going to ban the Zoe. I've just got counter picks galore. I'm going to outplay Knight Zoe. What is the first ban of this draft we see from FPX? It's Knight Zoe. It's like, come on, bro. You can't say that in an interview and then ban it anyway. Regardless, though, bans coming through. It's going to be Doinb's classic rise taken away from him, and the Alistair removed from Zhuo, which has been his best pick.
And also does very well against this Rel, right? It's been kind of the go-to when you don't want to go towards the Thresh. Alistair has come out as the prevalent pick. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe, actually the Seraphine, yeah, coming out, banning that away. I like this. Again, just difficult to deal with as this Rel, and it means that you can't get like a Misfortune Seraphine in the bottom lane and just cause an absolute nuisance. But with that Karsa locked in, you can still go towards the Leona here and have a pretty strong bot lane.
So now towards top esports, you mentioned the Leona. It's being hovered, and I mean, Zhuo's played a ton of Leona already. Not at all surprising to see that one come through. But over to FPX now, they've already got their bot lane. They need a mid and they need a top.
I imagine they're going to go back towards the Gragas or something here for Nuguri. I mean, it's kind of been his bread and butter for a lot of situations. Just a safe top line top side. You're not really going to be in too much issues. And then for Doinb, it's all over the place. He can go towards set. We've seen Victors, we've seen Kleds, we've seen the Rumbles as well. Like, there's anything and extra for Doinb in this.
Yeah, they're not going to come on through. This is not that surprising. Nuguri's played a couple of games of it, but Nuguri's played a couple of games of basically every top lane champion that is in the game right now. And we get the old classic for Doinb with the Rumble. You can push out the mid lane. You can get out into the side lanes. This is perfect to see. And 369. There's a lot of classic picks in this series, Dagda, because 369 with this Gangplank as well. It's going to do well into the Gnar. So you feel like overall, top esports actually have some pretty good lane matchups.
They do have really strong lane matchups. Like, you've got winning one in top. Doinb does get the shove in mid, but bot side you can do relatively well okay. The major issue that I'm seeing is when I look at FPX though, how all these pieces fit together. You've got very strong dive potential with the Pantheon and also Rumble facilitating towards the top side. Pretty squishy Gangplank there. Nice and easy to set up. You look towards the bottom side of the map. Big setup coming in from the Rel. Follow up with the Pantheon. You got a short range Karsa. It's really difficult for her to survive. So from the perspective of FPX, who love to go for these side lane plays, you've got a really strong setup in this early game. The top esports and Karsa specifically would need to track and make sure that you're not falling prey to them.
All right, well, we've got two teams that have very similar styles of playing in that they want to skirmish in the early game. Top Esports usually getting advantages in their lanes and turning that into picks, into skirmishes. FPX on the other side, though, very much a pick-based comp, very much a team that wants to dive these side lanes, as Dagda was just talking about. But importantly, on the point of FPX, when they get themselves a bit of a lead, they play so high tempo. They do not slow down. Top Esports, definitely one of the squads that will try and bring it to them, meet them blow for blow, and stop that snowball rolling. I am, if you can't tell, so excited to get into this matchup between FPX and Top Esports. We are on to Summoner's Rift for Fight Night version 2 here. It's Top Esports against FunPlusPhoenix. We've got the world champion AD carries in this bottom lane with LWX against Jackeylove, and they are on two of those signature picks that they won world championships with. There was an incredibly low health bar there for LWX, but no Summoners burnt on his side. So I guess we missed a little bit of a scuffle, but nothing too significant.
Yeah, nothing really burnt, so he will be able to back away. He'll just go in towards his bot side again. Looks like, at least from Top Esports, they went for this early invade. You can see that red ward sitting at the red buff for Bo. So at least they're figuring out where Bo is starting. Remember what we said. They need to track Bo. Karsa, with this faster Udia clear, needs to be matching him toe-to-toe and not letting this Pantheon get any sort of action in towards the lanes. And from Karsa's perspective, that's kind of been his style. This is where he shines, is just stopping the opponents from making any sort of plays in towards the lanes and allowing the strong solo lanes and the strong bot lane of Jackeylove and Zhuo to enact their game plan and their will.
Bo's realized that he's been spotted out in this early game. Both junglers starting on that bottom side of the map and pathing towards that top side. And it's not that surprising because both Nuguri and 369 are players that will take over the game if you play around them. And I think from the side of Karsa, he needs to be sure to protect 369. You mentioned it in the draft, Dagda. With a Rumble in the mid lane and a Pantheon, FPX are more than happy to dive.
And especially when, like, if Top Esports can just hold on, right? You're looking at the 1 to 2 item spikes on this team with Collector coming in for Jackeylove and also having the Gale Force, Night hitting Luden's Tempest and the Archangels, like, and even in top, I mean, the Immortal Shield Bow Essence Reaver for 369. These are insanely strong spikes for you to try and play around. So as Karsa, if you can just keep Bo in check, maybe pick up 1 or 2 of these dragons early if you get the opportunity, it could go great. But honestly, even foregoing those dragons just to keep these lanes safe is perfectly fine from Karsa.
So I want to quickly hit on something before we get too deep into this game, and because I feel like once it starts, it's really going to start, and we're seeing that in the bottom side already. Jackeylove going to be rooted after his cleanse. One more auto would do the trick, but that's some good CC from Zhuo. Can he walk out with his own life? He's got his flash available, has to use it, but he keeps the AD carry alive.
And this is the first time we've actually seen Jackeylove pressured in lane. Jackeylove has 0 deaths before the 15-minute marks. This guy is unbelievable. He's invincible pre-15 minutes, and the stats that come with that are insane for this guy. But finally, LWX and Crisp have stepped up to challenge that dominance that Jackeylove and Zhuo have had, and now getting a nice lead for themselves in the early game.
And importantly, to bounce off of that point as Bo moves towards this mid side. Karsa is there already, though, so I don't think this is going to turn into anything. Maybe just a spear over the wall. But yeah, Jackeylove managing to survive, though, so he maintains that deathless pre-15 record. I want to point out that Top Esports, Jackeylove having these stats is kind of insane when you consider that Top Esports are 3-2 in the standings right now. They had some really terrible performances to start the split off, as Nuguri has just taken a beating in the top side. They lost to Suning 2-0. They lost to Rogue Warriors 2-1. The 2 game wins that Rogue Warriors have this year were both against Top Esports, which is kind of mind-boggling to think about. But importantly, since that point, since the loss against Rogue Warriors, Top Esports have just won 6 games back-to-back. They've got 3 wins under the belt, not necessarily against the biggest opponents in the world, but it's important to mention that the quality of those wins was terrifying to watch.
Yeah, they've been unbelievably strong. And even in their losses, Jackeylove and Zhuo still look pretty good. Zhuo does have a tendency to go a bit over-aggressive when he gets out of lane, but certainly in lane, I love watching this guy's position, as you can see right now, being able to zone off carries, just knowing how they're strong, where they can play to. And even though Jackeylove was forced back, he still managed to stay pretty even on farm. Like, this is the strength of these guys in the bottom lane. I want to see now, though, if FPX can exploit the fact that there's no summoner spells on Jackeylove. Because we just said, look, their dive is incredibly strong. Well, you've got an overextension now in the bottom lane, Doinb shoving in mid, TP's burnt on top side. Bo, on his reset here, could look to make some plays in the bottom lane.
I do just want to point something else out, that Doinb, obviously, the interview we saw before this game with Doinb there was Doinb playing up to the camera, and we can't say it any other way. But he specifically said, and I remember him saying this, that he won't let Karsa get a single jungle creep this game. He's got 45. Doinb, man, you've lied to the audience at this stage. Good flash from 369 to dodge away from Nuguri, who definitely could have started an all-in.
Still keeping my eyes on this bot lane, though. I know there's action top, but I'm seeing, like, Doinb starting to creep down bot side. Karsa even sitting in this bush in the bottom lane. They know FPX have put their eyes on this bot
Doinb's in trouble. Oh, Knight doesn't have any mana. Okay, well, I got a bit too excited there. He got the shockwave. I thought it was going to be a kill, but no mana available. Karsa moves into the enemy jungle, though. He's going to look for some chickens while his mid laner is recalling. Doinb, if you want to deny those chickens, this is your moment right here, but it's going to just be shoving out the mid lane. Bo spotted him. Bo moving towards that mid lane, but Knight knows what's going on. Karsa now towards the bottom side. Crispin LWX. I don't think there's much dive potential here, though. Could be a dragon opportunity for Karsa.
This is gorgeous from Karsa. Like, he's now forced Bo towards his top side. Bo still hasn't hit level 6, and Karsa knows this. So as he said, like, let Bo go up towards that top side, you split the map, start to get these dragons, and keep Jackeylove safe while he's got these summoner spells down. Another minute, Jackeylove's going to be safe, and then you can start to keep your eyes on this top side once again. And even you can see it now, 369, they realize, hey, Bo's on top side. We need to get away from this, especially with Nuguri shoving this lane as creep.
Yep, so 369 heads back to base, picks himself up a crit cape, and Nuguri will be rewarded with a tower plate or 2. Bo is here, Doinb is here. They would love the 369 to return to lane here. He's not going to spot anyone just yet, but I think they've decided this isn't the play anymore.
Really smart recall from 369. Keeps himself completely safe. And here's the play that we talked about in the bot lane. Karsa getting the dragon. They're trading it for, I mean, yeah, a bit of CS on towards Gangplank, but 369 will be able to farm up a storm. He's going to be totally fine.
Oh
and
God.
There's nothing that you can try and answer for in FPX's side.
I just love that we just saw Jackeylove do the most AD carry thing I've ever seen, where he just stays in lane. His jungle is doing dragon, and the jungler's like spam pinging him, like, come and help me do dragon. He's like, throws 1 W at dragon. He's like, there you go, mate. I helped you. That's 80 mana that I've committed to you doing dragon. So that's all you get, buddy.
Jackeylove has got a lane that he's got to worry about, all right? Look at the lane advantages that Top Esports have built. It's already starting to equal in a lot of CS for these guys. They had an advantage there on Jackeylove. He'll be able to collect his wave, Lancer for it again. You look at this mid lane as well. Knight's creating a 15 CS lead for himself. Like, when you look at the lanes, Top Esports are doing well. So if Karsa can just get him by himself, he doesn't need the help. That's all he gets. The W from the Kaisa is all that he wants.
And just look at that. You mentioned the CS from Knight. He has more than 10 CS per minute so far. We're only 8 minutes into the game. That's kind of bonkers. And I think that people had a misunderstanding of who Knight is as a player when he went into the World Championship, expecting him to just like 1v9 every fight. The way that Knight operates as a mid laner is to dominate the 1v1. He is insanely strong in that mid lane matchup as Zhuo misses the cannon. How embarrassing. But importantly, like, this is his comfort zone. When he has a good matchup in the mid lane, he can just find huge individual advantages.
And it's reflected in his champion pool. Zoe, Syndra, Orianna, these are the champions that we expect from Knight, and it's those that can bully the laning phase. Now, Karsa, standing on this top side, is on a ward, so Nuguri knows he's there, but at least play and protect the top side.
I don't think Nuguri's scared. He knows he's there, but he's like, look, you want to go for this one? I'm turning Mega. I'm happy to go for a 2v1 at this point in the game. Nuguri don't afraid of anything. He's got the steel plate, the Ninja Tabbies. I'm just going to call them Ninja Tabbies already. So he's pretty tanky. Plated steel caps, that's the one. Karsa started the Herald, but
yeah, this is a mistake from Karsa. What he needs to be, like, he knows that Bo is going to be moving back towards this top side at this stage. And trying to start that up when, yes, you've got pressure mid, but you have zero priority in that top side, makes it fairly simple for FPX to move up there. Even if you do have your bottom lane moving up, though, from Top Esports, makes it a little bit easier. Still, need to just be a little bit careful, but when you look at where LWX and Chris are, I mean, you're fine now as Top Esports. Right. They should be able to get
Here we go. Herald started off. You can see Bo nearby. Maybe it's finally time for Fight Night to begin, because we've called it Fight Night. Last time around, we said Fight Night. It was IG versus LGD, and we got basically no fighting ever the entire series. Now we're like, all right, the statistics even say that these guys are going to just fight endlessly. Maybe we get to see it, because LWX is overextended for a tower plate in the bottom side. Zhuo going to try and find the engage, but here comes Pantheon as well. It's turned into a 2v2. Zhuo just ain't tanky enough. The solar flare keeps him alive for now, but LWX, one more auto would do the trick. He's not quite in range. Equalizer comes in from the side. Doinb with the artillery fire for first blood.
And it's kills across the map as well. Nuguri got a kill on top side on towards 369. Bot lane, they get the kill as well. Now they're getting these turret plates. So even though that Rift Tower goes across to Karsa, it opens up that tempo advantage for FPX to make these plays on the bottom side of the map. Answer for the potential turret plates that Rift Tower could take. And this was the opening that FPX needed. And really good shout from them. But it's just Nuguri pushing advantages. Nuguri doing the Nuguri things.
Damn, that's basically a solo kill as well. In fact, it is just a solo kill because it was Karsa that came to answer the play. Beautifully done by Nuguri. Denying a lot of CS there as well, but I'm so glad we get some action finally. Ask and you shall receive, Gnar. Complain about it not being Fight Night, and immediately they're like, all right, dives on both sides of the map.
But that's what makes this such a cool matchup. It's being intelligent about where you throw your blows. FPX knew, hey, look, if Karsa's investing this time in towards this topside Herald, he cannot be on the bottom side. We've got this shove, we've got the man advantage, and that's where they can make their play. When you've been looking at this early game, it's been Karsa trying to track Bo this whole time. And you can even see it reflected in Karsa's CS. He's been more interested in trying to get vision, keep his team safe. But now, that's not the case. FPX have cracked open a weak spot in the armor off that bot lane play.
Yeah, but gold's still pretty much even at this point as Knight moves into the mid lane. This could actually be a tower taken. I don't think Knight will quite be able to finish that first plate there. So the Herald shouldn't finish the tower off, but it will do a good amount of damage. Finish off 2 more plates. Knight has 4 plates in the mid lane now. Obviously, one of them shared with Karsa, or 2 of them shared with Karsa. But the Drake is up here, Dagda, and it's an Inferno.
I don't want to see Top Esports fight for this. FPX, just with their champions, are so much stronger right now. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But if they're playing towards the big brain, not the big fist in your face style, they're not going to be able to go for it. Well, Nuguri, top side. So they're doing a lot of work. It's kind of nuts though, because this game, as you said, like, we're seeing a lot slower pace. When we looked at the average kills for these guys, they averaged nearly a champion kill a minute. We're 13 minutes into the game and we got 3.
They average a champion kill a minute each, meaning that there should be a kill every 30 seconds in this series. Maybe we're going to have banger teamfights later on to make up for the quiet early game, but this is not what we've been seeing from these two teams. I want to quickly visit the top lane matchup. I might not have a chance because Jackeylove's taking a bit of damage under the tower. He's going to be fine. I've been told a couple of times now I don't have time to talk about this. We'll come back to this. Karsa is going to go for a dive in the mid lane. Knight is here as well. Bo's over the wall to try and help Doinb. Flashes out to safety. But nice pressure from Karsa to guarantee this mid tower. You can see 369 have moved down to be a part of the action as well. But this will be answered with a tower in the bottom side. All right, Dagda, I'm going to set you up for it. We've got some resets. Talk to me about this top lane matchup. 369 versus Nuguri. I've been told in the past that this is a good matchup for Gangplank. But in terms of the laning phase right now, Nuguri is far and away ahead. Is this a Gangplank Gnar thing, or is this a Nuguri?
It's a bit of both. I mean, look, there's good matchups for Gangplank, and the reason we say they're good matchups is, hey, look, Gangplank isn't going to get abused and can just scale into the late game. And Gnar tends to be one of those matchups where you can get some good damage done with barrels. You have your Q to harass. You've got the Graspy and Dying to keep yourself safe. But Nuguri has been playing this lane very, very well. 369 hasn't been able to hit him with many of the barrels. Nuguri's been doing a good job of using the leap to escape away from that. You can see here, he's doing so much work where he's not actually getting in range of these barrels right there that 369 is set up to allow for these favorable trades to come in for 369. And Nuguri, especially with the amount of pressure that's been put bot side this game, has been able to do a lot of work chipping away at these towers.
Yeah, but Nuguri did just miss a boomerang there, so I'd say we're even after that little miss. 369.
Are we?
Maybe I take that back. This isn't even. This is 4v1. How is that fair? LWX had to use ult early. The Gale forced to dodge, but Jackeylove will not let him go. Has flash available. He's waiting for his Q cooldown. He's waiting to get in range. Flash is forward. He's not quite in range though. Oh, he should have waited. He should have gone over the wall with the flash, maybe. I don't know. Regardless, doesn't get the kill. Now towards the mid lane as Nuguri's in trouble. That's going to be a Zenith Blade that does land. Equalizer comes on down from Doinb. They're trying to answer Jackeylove the target. The cleanse isn't going to be enough. And Chris gets out the other side of the fight. Zhuo and Karsa being chased down. They don't have any damage. And you know that there's plenty of move speed between Nuguri and Doinb. The chase is on, but Knight has arrived to try and protect his top and his support. Nuguri keeping on going. And Knight is like, you know what? You're on your own on this one. Doinb grabbing the kill credit as Zhuo goes down.
And this is what we expected. FPX getting off to a gorgeous mid-game here with those pickups. Getting top tower, kill onto 369, but instant double TP from Doinb and Nuguri. These guys do not let up. This is the style of FPX. You see it there. Cool. Playing the top side. Doesn't matter. We reset. TP in towards mid lane. Nuguri starts it off. Doinb is here off the back end as well. And with the flank from Crisp as well. Great stun onto Jackeylove. In towards the Magnet Storm, and FPX are sweeping house onto top Esports.
And Doinb is picking up the kills as well. That is crucial. He's 3-0 already. He can just move up to the top lane, have a super long lane to work with. He's already got a Night Harvester. He's on his way to a Void Staff as well. Doinb's getting real scary, and especially if these fights around dragons start to become a big thing, he's gonna have a field day.
Yeah, with the Night Harvester and that Blighting Jewel picked up, he's good, and the Stork Shoes as well, he's going to be doing near true damage to a lot of the players on top Esports. So he's going to be doing work in this game, especially as we start to look towards like Rift Heralds swinging the way of FPX, Dragons in 50 seconds, that can also swing the way of FPX. Top Esports now, they're kind of got their backs against the wall. 369 isn't in the position to try and be a big impact in these team fights, especially with the amount of gold that's gone over the way of Nuguri.
Here goes Bo trying to force the issue, but oh well, there's no one there, so unlucky, I guess. He's a rookie, okay, we'll let him off.
I like it. It gets the entirety of top Esports away from this mid lane, guarantees the charge on towards the mid lane turret, and hey, look, where's the other terrorists for top Esports anymore? Like, that was the last bastion for top Esports,
right,
and now
enough.
it's gone. They're going to be pushed right the way in by FPX, and this is what I love about Chris. Look at that vision control top. It's all there for Nuguri to do what he wants to. If he wants to move up there, they can even send Doinb up there if they want. But at least for the moment with this dragon just about to spawn, they'll pick that up and then they're worried about this top lane.
So what you're saying is, it's actually 5-head. It's just my play-by-play monkey brain coming in once again. Bo's a genius. I'm an idiot. I take it back, Bo. I take it all back. FPX, though, looking amazing. You can see Bo there on your screen as he's doing this Drake for himself. We've got 1,000 gold lead, but importantly, 2 Drakes. We've got 3 towers down. 3 towers matched, though, by top Esports. And now with that first bastion of defense, these neutral objectives are far more explosive because there isn't as it's not as easy to retreat away from the fights when you don't have those towers to cower behind.
And I mean, you've got full vision control again for FPX. Like, all of bot side's lit up. All of top side is lit up. Like, you can't move as Karsa without being figured out by FPX. So right now, they can set up Doinb in these side lanes, allow Nuguri to push the advantages that he's already picked up in the bottom side as well. And then eventually, they can quickly collapse onto the poor unfortunate souls that are in mid lane, or even have Bo deliver himself towards these side lanes and look for dives with Doinb and Nuguri.
Man, look, I know you're excited. I know that there's macro going on and it's very pretty. I feel like a kid on... I feel like the kid that thought it was non-uniform day at school and I've turned up in my Superman outfit and everyone's in their school uniform and it's just embarrassing. It's like that one YouTube video, that one guy that I forgot the name of, so it's a terrible anecdote. But importantly,
real specific there.
Look, I'm sat here with my tie wrapped around my head. I'm calling it fight night. I'm excited.
Joe, look!
Every time
Joe,
I can play,
action!
we get a fight. It works every single time. Karsa is caught. Cannon barrage across the rest of the team. Zhuo, he's known for being aggressive and he's straight on towards Bo, but Karsa's gone way too deep on this one. He's just taken out by LWX. He says, free kill? Yes, please. The equalizer came down to force the fight, and now Knight flashes away, but Bo can chase this one, surely. In he goes on to 369, but went a little bit further than his team could follow on this one. They have the inside track on the mid lane if they want it, but I think they want a bit more of a fight here. There's a blast cone available. Nuguri's about to turn into Mega Gnar as well. The boomerangs are going in. Nuguri wants his way home. Zhuo jumps in. Shockwave onto 2, but Doinb's already finished off Knight. Now the rest of the fight ensues as Chris gets onto the back line, but it's a kill for LWX. 2 more for FPX.
That's Baron. I mean, if FPX want, they're still very, very tanky. They can turn towards Baron. Looks like they are going to go towards it now. Doinb has that TP to get back in as well. So FPX, they've done Top Esports in the 4 versus 5. Top Esports overextend and FPX capitalize.
This is what we talk about. FPX play so fast. They will snowball a game. Jackeylove has that killer instinct in more ways than one. 2,000 on the Baron. Karsa over the wall wants to go for a smite steal if he can. Jackeylove's in. It's taken by Doinb. Nuguri zoning the rest of Top Esports as 369 and Jackeylove walk away with their lives. But FPX once more take the lead.
It would have been a miracle steal from Karsa. He is 2 levels down on Bo right now. This trying to keep track of Bo in the early stages has now come back to bite Karsa. He ain't got a lead. He's a new deer that's behind. And FPX are firmly in the driver's seat.
Let's take another look at this because this is Karsa starting it all off, but Bo's just like, and what, mate? He literally didn't take any damage. He just walks away from that one. And
but that's the thing.
mean, Crisp is the
if
same.
If you got to chase that far, where Zhuo has to flash over a wall to catch up with Karsa, you might have gone a bit too far, buddy. And it means that in that case, well, FPX are able to collapse. They don't even have Nuguri. Nuguri's still walking from this bot side. So the fact they're able to get the kill in the 4 versus 5, then chase down the rest of Top Esports to turn into Baron, just says how far Karsa had gone overextended there. And I think that's the thing when you play Udyr sometimes. You think you're the fast, but don't realize everyone else isn't fast.
Yeah, it's, I mean, we've gone from like a, ooh dear, to a, ooh dear. It's not looking good right now for Karsa, and LWX wants a bit more. 369 is eradicated. Flash away from the shockwave. Knight trying to turn this one around, but they're underneath the tower, and Jackeylove has the damage to work with. Bo goes under as well. Zhuo trying to tank everybody up, and they're just so, they're invincible. They're just sitting under the tower, no worries whatsoever. Jackeylove now getting dived under and in him. Karsa's here, and he's completely alone. Knight has nothing he can do about it, and he's got a Gnar on his head as well. Nuguri wants the ace, and FPX want a sub-25-minute win.
Holy moly, this game broke up out of nowhere. FPX diving the inhibitor tower, and you're right, Munch, they're just going to end.
This is terrifying. FPX, I tweeted it out the other day, they are looking like one of the strongest teams in the league. I think these are our spring champions that we're witnessing right here. They're going to go for the Nexus. In fact, they want to finish off these players first. 369 is trying to do what he can, but LWX has a lot of damage. The Nexus will be focused. FPX trying to end the game, but they're not focusing enough. The Nexus still surviving. Oh my god! Top Esports stopped them in their tracks. Bo doesn't have the damage, and Jackeylove sweeps up.
It's kind of a commiseration prize, though, because that Nexus is on like 150 HP. You get some kills, but your entire game plan is blown up. You've still got like Bo who can get in towards the back there if you really want, but we're going to look at this fight again. Beautiful from LWX. This is what I love. The confidence that LWX has brought into Spring 2021. Making these aggressive plays with Gale's Force. Showing why he was renowned on these champions. And when you've got Bo, the mad dog who's been unleashed in this game, jumping into the back line, Crisp and Doinb by his side, FPX can sweep up these fights. And Top Esports, this is dire. This was, hey, you know, Top Esports, they've looked good for the last couple of series, but holy, FPX are on another level.
Yeah, I mean, FPX, they are just looking... They're honestly, the only way I can think to say it is they look like 2019. They look like the team that went to Worlds and rinsed everybody. The speed at which they played, the split second you make a mistake, you're just done.
The thing was, like, in 2019 Worlds, they had a terrible group stage. They didn't look that hot. These guys look unstoppable. Like,
look, they looked unstoppable before the group stage, though. I think they were hiding strategies, honestly, in the group stage.
But this is the thing. Like, you can see the intelligence that's there. They're waiting for the moment that Karsa tries to go towards Rift Herald, and boom, in towards bot lane. We're going to make the play. We're going to crack open this game. And from that, that's the FPX snowball.
Here's the play that you're talking about as well. Knight is burnt down on the backline, finished by a Gale Force as the front line is taken down as well. Every single different part of the team fight, FPX destroy Top Esports. They have been dismantled. And the Nexus falls as FPX go 1-0.